This is literally about cardio, fasting, and muscle loss. The goal, you do not want to start losing muscle when you're doing cardio.
None of y'all stopping me, don't need to ask. Chopping trees, planting seeds, plotting schemes, crossing I's, dotting T's. Lines are blurred, I cannot see. Before I die, I'm top 3. Before I die, I'm top 3. Before I die, look, this is the moment I waited. I took all my options and weighed them.
YouTube, out here with the Prez. Today we're on the beach, Rockaway Beach, out here in Queens, New York. So it's an early Sunday morning. Today's video is going to be talking to you guys about cardio, fasting, and muscle loss. And I'm also going to give you a quick cutting update. So right now I'm waking up this morning, 160 pounds on the dot. My scale weighed in at 11% body fat on the dot. So just so you guys can see, my goal, like I said, I wanted to get to 10% without going under 160 pounds. Right now, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. I probably had to put on a little more size during the bulk. I don't think I put on enough weight overall. And I don't really want to drop under this 160 pound mark, so we're gonna keep it here and try to maintain at this weight, maybe even gain some muscle. All right, guys, so what we're doing here this morning, as soon as we woke up, we drank about 16 ounces of water. Today's Sunday, it's an off day. But usually on Sundays, I like to get a little bit of steady state or some cardio work in, fasted. Now let me explain something to you guys. When your goal is muscle building, right, or if your goal is to maintain as much muscle as possible, but you still want to cut a little bit of body fat, you got to go about your cardio specifically, right? One, the first thing I told you guys many times, you guys have to still prioritize weight training. So you won't see me doing cardio more than you'll see me doing weight training. Literally, it's the only day of cardio that I do a week usually. One day, Sundays. And if I'm gonna throw in another day, it's usually a sprint session, which we're gonna get into. All right, so what we're gonna talk about now is fasting and cardio and muscle loss. A lot of people have the misconception that you guys can do fasted training, not cardio, fasted training and resistance training, and think that you guys won't burn muscle. Listen, if you guys are lean, if you guys don't have much body fat on your body, and you guys start doing fasted resistance training, especially intense, your body has nothing else to pull from but glycogen and muscle stores, which means basically it's gonna start pulling from muscle. So if you guys are into fasted workouts, I definitely recommend keeping them more if you guys have a lot of body fat to burn, or keep it to more fasted cardio, which is what we're doing today. Now the benefit of fasted cardio is, like I said, you're gonna be pulling from fat burning stores now. If you're not eating any glycogen, that's the difference between resistance training and cardio. Resistance training, the form of breakdown that it wants to use is glycogen, muscle reserves, amino acids, right? That's what powers resistance training, anaerobic work, right? Aerobic work, which is cardio, the main thing that you guys should be focusing on pulling from is fat stores. And the way you do that best is not ingesting any carbohydrates prior to training or any food in general, aka fasted cardio. Now, you guys do not want to make your fasted cardio extra intense. All I'm doing here, steady state jogging on the beach. Jogged 1 mile, making this video for you guys. I'm going to jog 1 mile back. I have a light sweat going on, and I had a hoodie and a shirt on that I was running with. So as you guys can see, I'm not dripping sweat. It's about 75 degrees here on the beach this morning. So it's not too hot, but it's not cold out either, right? You don't want to go into work where you're going to start breaking down glycogen if your form of exercise that you're focusing on is cardio. Cardio should be for the heart. Remember, the heart's a muscle as well. So when you're doing cardio and you're focusing on fasted training, keep it steady state. A slight jog, even a fast-paced walk. Something that's not going to want to pull from your muscle reserves. It's going to want to pull from your fat reserves. Now, like I said, on my second day of the week, if I was going to do cardio, I said I would usually do some type of sprinting. And I've said this many times before, you guys have seen me do it with my clients. Sprinting is going to be an anaerobic form of cardio, and it's also going to be muscle promoting. Remember, anaerobic means no oxygen to the muscles. Aerobic means your body can supply oxygen throughout the whole time. So cardio, steady state running, incline treadmill walking, fast-paced walking, you can maintain a steady level of heart rate, right? You can maintain a conversation during the workout. It's aerobic capacity, it's not anaerobic. Anaerobic means you wouldn't be able to carry a conversation while working. Resistance training, right? Your muscles are not getting sufficient oxygen. So that's the difference between sprinting when doing cardio, because sprinting, it's high intensity. Yes, it's gonna burn fat, but now what I'm gonna recommend to you guys, if your goal is sprinting on a day, if that's your goal, right? I wouldn't recommend doing it fasted. I would recommend doing it as a workout in itself. So when you see me doing sprints, it's usually prior to doing a leg day or prior to doing an upper body workout. Like I said, sprinting is very anaerobic. It's also gonna release a lot of growth hormone. It's gonna release a lot of testosterone during the exercise. So it's gonna put you in an anabolic state. It's gonna burn your fat stores as well, but at the same time, it's gonna work on building muscle in the legs. Two different forms of cardio. That would be considered high intensity cardio, sprinting. What we're performing today in a fasted state is considered steady state cardio. Two different forms. Remember, aerobic capacity means the form of work that you're doing, you can take in oxygen during the whole time. So as I'm running, this whole time with Jackie next to me, we're able to keep a steady conversation while maintaining the same pace of movement. Now, if I was sprinting and Jackie was trying to sprint next to me, there's no way we'd be able to conversate because we would be breathing like this. Very, very short, steady breaths, right? Forcing to try to get as much oxygen that you possibly can to the muscles. That's anaerobic work. So guys, don't get it twisted. If you guys are gonna start performing anaerobic type of cardio, you will start pulling from muscle reserves. And it won't just be fat burning, and you will start burning lean body mass, which is not what you wanna do. You wanna maintain as much lean body mass as possible while only burning the fat mass. So listen, keep that in mind. When working in a fasted state, when doing cardio, keep it to a steady state pace. Like I said, incline treadmill walking, a steady state jog, or even a fast paced walk, just regular on a flat surface. If you want to get into more anaerobic work, build a little muscle, elevate the heart rate more, focus on sprinting, but I would definitely recommend getting a meal in prior. It doesn't have to be a high carb meal, but get some protein and fats in as well so you don't start pulling all from those glycogen stores in the muscle and you have fat stores to pull from for that exercise. I hope this gave you guys a little bit of insight. So we're 1 mile in on this run now. I'm gonna put the hoodie and the shirt back on just to generate a little more sweat and heat, and we're gonna hit the mile back on the beach. So like I said, this is literally about cardio, fasting, and muscle loss. The goal, you do not want to start losing muscle when you're doing cardio. The goal should always be fat loss. So I hope this taught you guys a little something. And like I said, this is also a cutting update. I woke up 160 this morning. If I went on the scale right now, I'd probably be a little lighter from all the sweat that from the running and then whatever sweat that I'm excreting. So 160 pounds on the scale, woke up at 11% body fat. Not the goal that I wanted, but again, I'm not gonna start lowering my body weight just to get to that 10% because I don't wanna start looking skinny. Like I said, hope you enjoyed this video. Share it, like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell on so you get all the updates when I drop a new video. And peace out, guys. Bar Naturals.
For a die, I'm top 3. For a die, I'm top 3. For a die, look.